Matthew 25. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of the virgins were foolish and 5 were wise. When the foolish ones took their lamps, they did not take extra olive oil with them. The wise ones took flasks of olive oil with their lamps. When the bridegroom was delayed a long time, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. But at midnight there was a shout, "Look, the bridegroom is here. Come out to meet him." Then all the virgins woke up and trimmed their lamps. The foolish ones said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil, because our lamps are going out." "No," they replied, "there won't be enough for you and for us. Go instead to those who sell oil and buy some for yourself." But while they were gone to buy it, the bridegroom arrived, and those who were ready went inside with him to the wedding banquet. Then the doors were shut. Later the other virgins came too, saying, "Lord, Lord, let us in." But he replied, "I tell you the truth, I do not know you. Therefore stay alert, because you do not know the hour or the day. For it is like a man going on a journey who summoned his slaves and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The one who had received 5 talents went off right away and put his money to work, and gained 5 more. In the same way, the one who had 2 gained 2 more. The one who had received 1 talent went out and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money in it. After a long time, the master of those slaves came and settled his accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 more, saying, "Sir, you entrusted me with 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more." His master answered, "Well done, good and faithful slave. You have been faithful in a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master." The one who had 2 talents also came and said, "Sir, you have entrusted 2 talents to me. See, I have gained 2 more." His master answered, "Well done, good and faithful slave. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master." Then the one who had received 1 talent came and said, "Sir, I knew that you were a hard man, harvesting where you did not sow and gathering where you did not scatter seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. So you have what is yours." The master answered, "Evil and lazy slave! So you knew that I harvested where I did not sow and gathered where I did not scatter. Then you should have deposited my money with bankers, and on my return I would have received my money back with interest. Therefore take the talent from him and give it to the one who had 10. For the one who has will be given more. He will have more than enough. And the one who does not have, even what he has, will be taken from him. And throw that worthless slave into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be assembled before him, and he will separate people one from another, like a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or naked and clothe you? When did we see you sick or prison and visit you. The king will answer them, I tell you the truth. Just as you did it for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it for me. Then he will say to those on his left, Depart from me, you accursed, into the eternal fire that has been prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not receive me as a guest. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they too will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not give you whatever you needed? Then he will answer them, I tell you the truth. Just as you did not do it for one of the least of these, you did not do it for me. And these will depart into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. Oh, that's a long passage. We got some long passages today here in Matthew. Okay, so let's get to our text. So, again, we're talking about when Jesus returned. So we've moved from the destruction. So Jesus, when they asked a question, when will the destruction happen? He includes his return in the last section of that. And now he's continuing the metaphor of, like, you need to be prepared until the end. So he tells the parable of 10 virgins. 5 of the virgins were foolish and 5 were wise. Like half. Okay. Half are wise, half are foolish. The bridegroom is coming. You're waiting for the bridegroom. He delays a long time. Midnight comes. You've fallen asleep. And, you have to trim your wick and get ready. And some are out of oil. They didn't bring any extra. So now they're asking for assistance from others. And they're like, we can't give to you. We cannot give to you because you didn't prepare and you weren't ready. We are, and we only have enough for ourselves. If we give you ours, we too won't have any. We will all run out. So go get what you need. So they go to get what they need, and then they don't have what they need. So the purpose is, therefore, stay alert because you don't know when the hour is. So the whole point of the story is be prepared. You don't know when the hour is. Always be watching. Always be ready. Have everything ready for when that happens. He also tells another one. It's like a man who has slaves and he entrusts them. 5 talents to one, 2 to one, 1 to another. We're very familiar with this passage. I won't spend a lot of time on it. But one of the interesting things here is that I don't think I've heard people talk about. He makes the point with the one who's foolish, who has 1 talent and he buries it in the ground, is the master didn't give you the 1 talent to not make money on it. Okay? He could have put it in the bank. He didn't just want interest. He wanted to see what you were capable of doing with the talent he gave you. You failed the test because you failed to take the test. Okay? Just think about this for a minute. A teacher gives you a test. You return the test unfilled out and say, there you go. I've returned the test to you exactly in the pristine condition that you gave me the test. Excuse me? You're supposed to take the test. So he is testing his servants to see their abilities, their diligence, and how they will serve him. So the first one is given 5, and he doubles it. The second one is given 2, and he doubles it. So they both are able to double what they have. So their capacity for doing it was equal in being able to double. I mean, I know the one who has more gets more. Maybe he was given more to begin because he had more talent. He trusted him more. And he only gives 1 to the last one because he doesn't trust him. Well, he gave you a little, and you couldn't even be trusted with the little that you gave you. You didn't even take the test. You didn't even try. You just operated out of fear and anxiety, and you just waited to return it. You should have just said, okay, what do I do with this? You know what you could have done? You could have went to the other slave who had 5, given it to him, and say, how about you go invest this for me? And we'll split the profits that you make. So when you double it, you could keep that half, and I'll only have, 1.5 to give. And so, there's so many different things he could have done. He failed to actually act. That's what I want to point out. He failed to actually act. Maybe you haven't heard it that way. It's so familiar, but that's the thing that I'm picking up on. He was evil and lazy. That's the accusation. He didn't do good. He did evil, and he was lazy. So what you have is going to be taken away, and you'll be thrown into, and this is the phrase he often uses, when people are being cast out, they're thrown into the place of weeping and gnashing of teeth. Torment, a place of destruction. When the Son of Man comes in his glory, all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne, and all the nations will assemble before him, and he will separate people. So he's going to move to another one. Another one. Okay. Yes, God gave us talents. We need to serve him as talents do grow. He thought he knew by himself. Yeah, a sluggard is a lazy person. That's what I was. Yep, it's easy to be a sluggard at times. Welcome in, Southside TV Love, if you just came in. Glad to have you here. I'm going to dismiss the ads so we can try to finish this. Okay. And then I gotta, well, I have a little bit of time today, I guess. Thank you for the biddies, friends. Okay, when the Son of Man comes in his glory, he is going to draw all the nations to assemble, and he's going to separate sheep from goats. This is one of my favorite passages, by the way, and a lot of ministries use this. And he put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left, and he said, "Come, you who are blessed by your Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you the foundation of the world." Okay, so we just got told the parable of the talents, and what did you do and what did you not do? Okay, so it is essentially take servant 1 and servant 2, and they are sheep, and you take servant 3, and he's a goat. Okay, he's retelling the parable of the talents now as a different parable of the parable of those people who act and do things for the kingdom in honor of the king and are multiplying people into the kingdom by what they are doing. Come to me, those who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me. So let's see that again. We have hungry, thirsty, stranger, naked, sick, prison, visited. Oh, sorry, prison. So we have 6 things. 6 things. It's humanity. You loved humanity. You cared for humanity. You acted as a human being, which you were created to do. You were to bring the presence of God everywhere you go, and you were to bring blessing and bounty upon people. So how did you do it? You saw someone hungry, you took care of it. You saw someone thirsty, you took care of it. You saw somebody, a stranger, you took care of it. You saw someone naked, you took care of it. You saw someone sick, you took care of it. You saw someone in prison, you took care of it. You did for others what God would do for them. So you acted as the very presence of God to them. And they're like, well, when did we do that? Whenever you saw someone who did this. And then we have the other who says, well, wait a minute. Why are we going to destruction? What did we do? Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or naked? Or we didn't see you. I tell you the truth, just as you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me. This is I think, a really overlooked, oh yeah, I get that, we know that. No. A very overlooked passage. We are overlooking them. We take the position of those who are in prison deserve to be in prison because they've committed crimes. Right? They're getting what they deserve. They are serving justice out. We don't go and visit them. How about those people who are sick? Well, we kind of avoid them. How about strangers and invite them in? No, this is my nice house. I don't invite people I don't know in. Now, we have a strange culture that's far different from them. They had a culture of hospitality. So there's strangers who would not be, comfortable coming into your house. So you need to do more before you get to the point. But also, hunger and thirsting. We don't do this actively often. We give money over there to the church or a food pantry so that they can do the work. But we don't do it. We're not actively giving to people, caring for people. And those who are the sheep, those who have been given the talent, those who are the 5 and the 2 talents, are taking care of people, and whatever need they see, they respond to the need. And those people who have the one talent are the ones who see the need and they don't respond to the need. They just say, well, I got mine. I'm going to hold on to mine. I'm not going to do anything for anybody else. I'm just going to ignore them. See how these passages can roll right into each other? I hope that's making sense there. I hope I'm bringing those together for you. Shiny Penny, welcome in. So what am I supposed to do in prison? Visit. That's what it says. Visit those in prison. Visit those in prison. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to do everything on this list, but the body of Christ should be doing everything on this list. Maybe you don't have a prison close by to do that, but maybe you do. And also, there are limitations. For instance, when I was in South Dakota, if you were not a family member or a clergy, you could not visit a person in the state penitentiary. So an average person in the pew could not do that unless you might be going in with an organization, a nonprofit that was doing ministry in there, and you could go with that, but it wasn't to a specific prisoner. But if you want to go visit a specific prisoner, you have to be a family member or clergy, and they have to put you on a list. We have a lot of restrictions. I don't know other states, but that's one of those things. All is well, Shiny Penny. I hope all is well with you. Southside, I do this all the time. You must be halfway decent person. No, I'm not. I'm a sinner trying, but I've been like that ever since I was a little kid. I gave my soul to Jesus at 8, but the world got a hold of me. But you're trying to come back to the Lord the way he wants me to, not the world. Yes. I like the not the world. That's fun. Ad start in 25 if I don't get all this in. Seek Rebirth, welcome in. The big word here is love. One loved others as God has spoken in his word, and others did not act in love. Bingo. James 3:1, should not be all teachers. Yeah. Yeah, we're not supposed to all do these things, but we are supposed to care for it. Ukulele, there are people who do prison ministries where they meet people and do prayer Bible studies. Absolutely. There we got James 1. Do not many of you become teachers, my brothers, because you know that you will have stricter judgment. Shaihoru, you were asking the question. Jesus said, I was in prison and you did not visit me. What does this mean? Okay, so the overall piece that he is talking about is, I tell you the truth, just as you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me. So someone who is in that circumstance and you disregard them and their humanity and you don't care about them and you don't care for them at all. Now, I'm not saying I can do all of the 6 different groups of people. So what he says for the first group, I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me. Now, visited me could apply to a lot of things. Like, it's lonely in there. You want news from the outside world. You want just someone to come and share with you. Now, historically, you would have needed clothing from a family member to clothe you in prison, and you would need food from people outside to bring you food. The state did not issue food for you or clothing for you. That's a modern, I don't know how modern, but a recent phenomenon that would be the thing that the state, or, and the state just representing government, who's incarcerating you, bringing the food for you and the clothing for you. So that would be a new thing. So historically, in this time frame, people would have had to do that for people in prison. You would have to bring them the things they need in prison. You would have to provide for them. There was no commissary, and you could put money on it and people could go buy things. It all had to be brought to the person who was there. So the righteous answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry? When did we feed you, or thirsty, or give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or naked and clothe you? Said, when did we do this? I tell you the truth, just as you did it for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did to me. So anytime we do this to Jesus. Anytime we see someone who has a need and we do it, it's as if we are doing it to Jesus. That's what he's saying. Whenever we see someone with a need and we respond to the need, we're doing it to Jesus. And whenever we see a need and we ignore the need, we are ignoring Jesus. That's the bigger picture here. It's just that simple. Do I see a need and do it, or do I not? Now, I've done prison ministry at times. I don't currently do prison ministry. But if I was in a church and someone did have a person in prison, I was going and visiting them. I was spending the time with them. I was doing that. When I was, like I was saying, in South Dakota, I had a person in the state penitentiary. I'm trying to remember. It was a 3-hour drive. Sounds right. I think it was a 3-hour drive. Maybe it was 2.5. But anyway, no, I think it was a 3-hour. Anyways, it's 2.5 to 3.5 hours, something in there. So I would, on a Friday, because there was Friday night and Saturday during the day were the visiting hours, I would drive down on Friday, visit him for the hour I was allowed to visit him, and drive back. And I would do that once a month. I couldn't do it every Friday because it was too far away. I would go and visit him once a month for, I don't know, 6 to 9 months while he was in there. I did that once a month, would go down and visit him. Like I said, not everybody could. His family could, but the church couldn't. And the church had really become his family. So they sent cards and letters. That's another thing you could do too. If you know someone is there and you can't go visit, write cards and letters. You know what was really amazing was that when he got cards and letters, he passed them out to other people who never got a card or a letter. He blessed other people with what he received. And when mail call would come, people would come by his cell to find out if he had a new card or letter that they could read and hear of the love that people had for him that were sending him cards and letters. And so that's just a little bit of how you can do that. I hope that explains that. Hope that answers your question, Shai-Ho-Ru. God is good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, you guys deserve the word. Sakadak prayer time. Okay. Having a bad nosebleed. Okay, we'll do that. Picasso, strict modern day monotheism is not the historical position in Judaism. They can, okay, well, we're not going to go down that rabbit trail. I don't have time today. But yeah. Well, monotheism, those terms are all modern terms. So ancient person wouldn't understand them. Forged by Grace. You are kind of taking James 3 verse out of context slightly, and I think this is one of the most misunderstood misinterpretations. James 3 can be summed up, watch your mouth. Verse 1 is really the on-ramp of the main argument. He says, teachers will be judged more strictly. Why? Because we all stumble in some way, yes, and the teacher speaks the most. It's a launching pad, not just destination. The chapter's heartbeat is really about that. Well, we could go back to woe to teachers earlier when we were doing the woe to the Pharisees who don't do what they say. Like, they teach you to do it, but they don't do what you say. So you're going to be held accountable for the things you do and you teach. And if you're not doing what you teach, I think we had that earlier in Matthew 23. Untamed tongue, your desperate need for heavenly wisdom. Oh, this is the context important. Yeah. Shaihu, I think I'm never going to prison if you don't have relatives that become it's so dangerous. Yeah, and Shai-Ho-Ru, like, just because he's listing 6 different things that you do. He's not saying here's the checklist. Okay? He's not saying, well, you didn't do this one. No, he is talking to the sheep collectively. All of the sheep collectively did this. They are a representative, and these are representative of the types of things they did. So you saw someone in need, you responded to it. Maybe you don't ever go to prison. It's not like, well, I can't let you into heaven. Didn't go to prison and feed somebody and visit them. Sorry, was on the list. You should have known better. You should have done it. No, I am telling you the types of behaviors that you had. You had loving behaviors, caring for people, seeing needs, meeting needs. This group did it. Here's 6 things that represent what you did. This group didn't do it. Here's things that represent you callously ignoring the needs of people around you. So that's what it is. So yeah, if you never go to prison, no big deal. It's not what you have to do. It's not a have to. It's the kind of thing you would do to show love. Yeah, lots of churches do prison ministry. Sometimes you need 5 to 10 books of scripture to get the context first. As Ukulele was saying earlier, Shai-Ho, you don't have to be a teacher to go to prison to visit people. Everyone can teach and preach, even if they aren't a teacher.